Today, we're bringing you along on a journey to explore Yellowstone National Park. Spanning over 2 million acres, this iconic American wilderness is sculpted by fire and ice, with geothermal pools bubbling beneath a rugged landscape. From its towering mountains and sweeping valleys to its rivers carving through canyons. Bison herds thundering across the plains, the elusive wolves of the forest, as well as powerful grizzly bears draw people to visit from around the world. This park is an incredible reminder of the forces that have created and continue to reshape this extraordinary land. So join us this week as we see all of the beauty as well as the downside of visiting such an iconic attraction.
There's hundreds of people pulled over here. Well, welcome to Yellowstone National Park.
Yeah, and we saw a grizzly bear.
We literally saw a grizzly bear right as we were arriving. We learned our lesson that drones scare away bears no matter how far away you are.
Yeah, everyone's pissed off at us.
So everybody was very angry at us. Apologies if you're one of the people that were trying to look at the grizzly bear and we scared it away. That's a very, very quick lesson for us. That drone is a no-go.
Okay, in our defense, we hadn't actually entered the park yet. We knew not to bring the drone out within the park, so this really was our only opportunity. We had also been the first to spot the bear and were alone in watching him, and it wasn't until others noticed us pulled over checking something out that they decided to pull over themselves. Just to clarify so you guys don't think we're total heads.
We were talking to the national park lady just then about like the rules with Jackson and everything, and she said basically you can't take the dog 100 feet, did she say?
From the car.
From paved roads. And we were laughing because we were like, yeah, we won't want to do that anyways. We just saw a grizzly bear like literally back there. And she goes, oh yeah, I live here and I'm scared to walk my dog because there's grizzly bears everywhere. And we're like, so we're just sitting here going through like all the paperwork they gave us. So the maps. They gave us a pet policy. Basically says that your pet could get eaten by animals here, so don't let them off leash and keep them under control at all times. And don't venture off the pavement roads. It also says that your animal could die from drinking out of thermal pools and get burned to death. So there's that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this looks like a pretty incredible place.
Looks wicked.
There's a lot to do and a lot to see.
We entered through the east gates, which we were told was one of the most scenic routes into the park, starting the trip driving through the rugged Absaroka Mountains and then slowly making our way down to Yellowstone Lake, before entering the vast valleys of Yellowstone. Honestly shocked to see the lake was still fully frozen. We had really underestimated the climate for this part of the trip given we were heading into summer, and it was even more bizarre to see steam funneling out from the rocks surrounding the lake, reminding us just how unique this region is. We also very quickly learned you really have to keep your head on a swivel here. While on one side of the road is a beautiful lake and mountain views, on the other side was bison grazing along the grass. And within 5 minutes down the road, we'd enter a clearing with hundreds of cars pulled over, so we had to stop and see what all the fuss was about.
Oh my god. Holy shit, it's a wolf.
Alright, there's a wolf right out front of the camper here. I'm just gonna go and zoom in on him right now.
At first glance, it looked like a lone wolf hunting mice in the grass, which made sense why it was drawing such a crowd. But as it began to walk closer, I started to realize it wasn't really a wolf at all, but just a playful coyote, despite what everyone around us was thinking. Wolves are notoriously shy around here, and this guy was much too small and comfortable out in the open to be a wolf. Let me know what you think in the comments, but I'm pretty sure I'm right on this one. Regardless, it was pretty incredible to watch this guy roam around the grass, and it was obvious he was totally unfazed by the growing crowd around him, which I also found pretty interesting.
I'm not gonna lie, I was skeptical of. I said that looks like a coyote because he was so tiny.
That was cool. Should I do a U-turn and try and go down that road? There's a road here that's closed to get to Old Faithful. We're trying to get to Old Faithful. It says here on the map. Maybe it was on here.
I'm struggling with the cold air. My nose is burning from the cold air up here. It's set to snow tonight apparently, so that's intense. And the wind chill is like, it's gotta be below freezing. It's pretty brutal. But my nose is the worst part.
It's this one here that's closed. See this one here? So we turned right, so we went up here.
Yeah.
It's this one that's closed, so yeah, we gotta go left and go back down here.
Yeah.
Alright, so we'll go left and we'll go around this way.
Yeah.
And then we'll go up here. Okay, so we're gonna turn around somewhere.
I mean, if we go all the way around, it's not the end of the world. We'll just see more stuff.
We ended up taking the long way around and we weren't disappointed. Every turn is something new to see around here, including a cheeky black bear hanging out on a very popular trail for tourists. Turns out he's pretty common in this area and no one seems to be overly concerned.
People up there. What if they realize?
Well, that seems like an absolutely terrible idea.
And there's a black bear
Up
just
the hill.
on the other side of the hill there, and people are up there.
We did find it pretty interesting to see just how comfortable people were to be in proximity of potentially dangerous animals. And we were particularly careful when it came to walking Jackson, really only taking him into the parking lot areas, since sometimes even these spots had animals roaming around. Now we've just pulled up to the Mud Volcano area, which is a geothermal hotspot with an incredible amount of volcanic activity and a super popular stop here in Yellowstone. Home to the Sulphur Cauldron, which is one of the most acidic springs in the park, with a pH reading close to battery acid, as well as the Mud Volcano, which was once a cone-shaped mud-spewing geyser and has since collapsed after erupting violently in the 1800s. And the Dragon's Mouth Spring, which definitely lives up to its name, with surges of water and steam resembling dragon's breath and just seems all around angry.
Look at that.
All right, we've officially hit the next level.
Yeah.
It's snowing out.
Gone from desert to mountains to snow. We're finally at Old Faithful now. It's snowing and it's so funny. Jackson looks like a wolf, right? So everybody stops me anywhere whenever I walk in, but like everybody stops me here. Like, I love your dog.
It's snowing and I didn't even bring shoes. I'm wearing flip-flops. I'm actually lucky I brought a pair of leggings.
Idiot.
It's gonna be so cold.
All right, we didn't sign up for this. We didn't know that it was gonna be snowing at the end of May, beginning of June.
I brought all summer clothes.
So did I. I got a pair of tracksuit bottoms, a pair of jeans, and like 3 pairs of shorts. I only brought 1 sweater.
I don't even have closed shoes.
So this is what we're walking into right now. Surely this isn't it. Is that it?
Yes.
Even
I wimped out. We came into the lodge and got hot chocolate. I like to consider myself fairly tough, but that was pretty brutal.
Yeah, so we wimped out and decided to hang out in the comfort of the lodge and wait for Old Faithful to go off again, which happens every hour or so, but being that it's a force of nature, there's no guarantees, and we were way too cold to hang around waiting. So we got front row seats from a distance, and we had some entertainment to keep us busy in the meantime. If I'm being honest, Old Faithful does exactly what it says it does. It sprays a lot of water and then it's over no sooner than it began. It was definitely interesting to see, but I wouldn't call it the highlight of the trip. And we were just excited to get back on the road and back to spotting wildlife.
You can't even see anything because it's so smoky.
Alright, that was Old Faithful. Now, it's kind of cool, you know, but like it's not exciting. I mean, there's all these little ones like this in the background. Can you see that through there? So you got like smoky mud, but like it's all cool to see, but it all looks the same after a while, and there's all these different pull-offs. You can go see them all. But Old Faithful's the big one. It squirts out really high, and it was kind of cool. It was really unique to see it in the snow, you know what I mean?
It was a lot quieter than I expected.
Yeah, it didn't make any noise, did it? It's kind of like, I think it was really cool to see it in the snow, don't you?
Yeah, except I was freezing my ass off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Warming my toesies on the heater. So we've spoken to quite a few people now who've been here for a few days, and when we told them that we saw a grizzly bear, they were like, what? We have been here for a week and we have not seen one. That's all we wanted to see.
Yeah.
So the fact that we saw a grizzly bear on our very first, before we even entered the park, we're feeling pretty lucky. We weren't able to get it on camera as well as we had hoped, but our equipment just is not quite up to snuff compared to everybody else's. We realized as YouTubers we're really lacking here because everybody here has like telescopic lenses and like crazy camera equipment, and we're like, wow, we really need to step up our game.
Look at us now, so it's 5 minutes out of the snow, and look at it.
Yeah, we're out of the snow now.
You gotta feel my head.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm absolutely frozen. We were not prepared for this kind of weather. Everybody was laughing at us when we were walking around because they were looking at us like we were absolute idiots for wearing flip-flops.
It only took driving a few minutes down the road and we were back in warm, sunny weather. And our frostbitten bodies were warm again and ready to enjoy the last few hours we had left in the park. And it definitely did not disappoint. It was also nice to finally get a stop for Jackson to stretch out his legs in an area where there wasn't really much wildlife to worry about.
There's a mommy and two babies over there, grizzly bears. We knew something was up because there's hundreds of people pulled over here. There's literally so many people everywhere that has caused a traffic jam. We can't even get through. It's hard because it's really cool. It's a female with her 2 cubs. They look like they're big, like they're older. But there's a part of you that wants to get out and go see them, but then at the same time there's so many people here.
Can you see that mirror?
Yeah, you're fine. That it actually kind of ruins it. It takes away a bit of the magic because there's literally like I would say 75 cars and a ton of people all crowding around them while they're just like doing their thing. So
It's a really tricky thing because as much as you don't want to add to the chaos, there's a reason why everybody wants to stop. This was a really special encounter, seeing a mom and her cubs grazing in this pristine meadow, and we couldn't help but take the opportunity to stop. We spent time speaking to the photographers that were camped there with their insanely expensive equipment, some of whom we learned were collecting footage for Netflix, National Geographic, and Discovery Channel documentaries, while others were there just because of their passion for photography.
So anyways, we're heading out of the park now. We would have loved to spend some more time here. There's so much to see, but we are on a time crunch to get to Seattle. So onwards and upwards to Montana.
Yeah, I was going to say off to Montana.
We're going to Montana.
Yeah.
But there's still, oh, there's a bison. That's probably your one you were talking to earlier. There's still a lot to see along the way though. We're heading north, I think, to Bozeman. And apparently,
you might see some bears out there.
Yeah, you can see bears. And apparently up north as we leave, there's more packs of wolves. So we have a better chance of seeing wolves, which is cool. I think that would be amazing.
Now, we were originally planning on spending a night in the park, but with the weather predicting a big dump of snow overnight, we were slightly worried about road closures, and with limited days left, we didn't want to take the risk of getting stuck here. So we're really hoping that we come back one day to really give this park justice, because one day is definitely not enough.
Every time we see, oh, there's grizzly bears right there. Every time we see people pulled over, we know. Wait for it. Right there. Oh, it's a brown bear.
If you haven't already, do yourself a favor and add Yellowstone National Park to your bucket list. A real-life Jurassic Park where time itself has been etched into the landscape and is a living testament to the power and beauty of nature. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed exploring this beautiful part of the country with us. And thank you so much to our patrons for making these videos possible. Don't forget to subscribe to follow along our journey if you're not already, and we'll see you next week.
Like and subscribe. It's got hair in my face. Ah, Jackson. Jackson says like and describe.
Describe.
Like and subscribe. He's really heavy. He's tricking me. Like